Hello everyone. Thank you for tuning into this channel. Our focus here is to delve into the topic of narcissistic abuse, particularly in intimate relationships, so we can better understand what we've experienced. In today's discussion, I want to explore the tactics a narcissist may use to provoke a reaction from you. We often perceive narcissists as wielding immense power, always getting their way, making unilateral decisions, and securing new sources of supply behind the scenes. Interacting with a narcissist can be incredibly challenging. As mentioned earlier, this often leaves us drained and bewildered by the apparent lack of justice. Narcissists seem to wreak havoc without facing repercussions, leaving us feeling stripped of personal power. I aim to address this issue by exploring how you can reclaim your strength through understanding what transpired in your narcissistic relationship. This insight acts like a key, demystifying the narcissist's identity and essentially stripping them of their perceived power. This process often takes considerable time, especially after heartbreak, rejection, or what our community terms as being discarded. Recovering from a relationship with a narcissist involves navigating a complex grieving process and possibly dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a multifaceted journey, but one that is ultimately rewarding. A significant part of this healing process involves seeking out information. Many of us, in our quest for clarity, turn to Google, searching for answers to our confusion, which often leads us to resources like this community that educate on narcissistic abuse and narcissistic personality disorder. Now, let's dive into the heart of understanding and the importance of rewiring your brain. We're all eager to confirm, was I really involved with a narcissist? Answering this question is crucial, because once you know, you can take the necessary steps to recover and move forward. I understand how vital it is to ascertain whether you were truly in a relationship with a narcissist. In our discussions, we aim to clarify what defines a narcissist and how to handle them. This helps you determine whether the person you were involved with exhibits enough narcissistic traits to be categorized as such. Recognizing this is essential, as it empowers you to realize that pursuing the relationship further is futile and that accepting their attempts to reconnect, often referred to as hoovering, is harmful. Now, let's delve into the main topic of this video: how can we effectively reduce a narcissist's power? From our perspective, rooted in healthy, loving, empathetic human interactions, narcissists may seem to hold immense power. It often feels as though our actions have no impact on them. However, it's crucial to understand that our actions do matter. Unlike narcissists, we have the ability to live independently, manage our emotions, and find peace and happiness within ourselves. Narcissists, on the other hand, rely on external validation. The only real power a narcissist has over us is the power we willingly give by believing in their facade. Understanding this is the key to weakening their influence. Think of it this way: the narcissist observes you and carefully selects which facade to present, one designed to lure, trap, and manipulate you into staying within their cycle. Even after they devalue and discard you, they rely on you believing in their false persona to maintain control. It's like watching a character in a video game or a TV show and believing that character is real. For the narcissist to maintain their existence in your world, you must continue believing in their constructed identity. This is why narcissists constantly provoke their partners. It empowers them and helps regulate their emotions. Their method involves triggering your emotional responses. Being detached individuals who lack empathy, they can easily maintain a facade of calmness and control, which is their ultimate goal and survival strategy. The emotions narcissists do experience, such as rage, jealousy, envy, irritation, and dissatisfaction, can erupt when their control is threatened. And it's important to remember that you do have the power to challenge their control. They present a facade, and as long as you buy into it, they can keep emotionally baiting you. This means they'll use various manipulations to elicit displays of love, assistance, money, or even anger, anything that proves you're still invested in their illusion. Many people, through coaching sessions and various platforms, express that at the end of a narcissistic relationship, or even years later, they realize they never truly knew their partner. They feel bewildered because the person they're parting ways with seems entirely different from the one they spent years with. This transformation from familiar partner to absolute stranger is similar to an actor who plays a powerful king or ruthless villain on screen but, in reality, is shy, gentle, and wouldn't harm a fly. The contrast between the narcissist's masks can be just as stark. Once you stop reacting or believing what the narcissist projects, their carefully crafted existence begins to unravel. This breaks their facade, forcing them to scramble for another tactic to regain control and continue their charade. They'll persist in drawing from you until they find a more suitable source of supply. Taking things personally is one of the most common challenges we face, and it's a favorite tactic used by narcissists to provoke a reaction. We've all experienced it. When something goes wrong, instead of having a constructive conversation about resolving the issue, the narcissist will place the blame squarely on you. Even with something as mundane as a car breakdown, the narcissist might say, "The car broke down because you were too lazy to maintain it. You always do this, you need to improve. If you weren't so careless, we wouldn't be in this mess." They personalize problems to provoke you into defending yourself, which shifts the focus away from the real issues in the relationship and leaves you constantly questioning yourself. A reasonable person naturally reflects on criticism, but the narcissist's manipulation lies in making you believe their criticism is valid, and that the persona they've shown you is real. You trust in the version of themselves they've carefully constructed, believing they are your loving spouse or partner. They portrayed themselves through the good traits they claim to possess, and the love you believed you shared. This is especially true during the early and middle stages of the relationship. When devaluation begins, you take their opinions seriously because you're trying to make the relationship work. You introspect, encouraged by the narcissist's personal attacks, which lead you to exhaust yourself in justifying your actions and resolving issues. They keep you in a state of confusion, as we've discussed before, diverting your attention from seeing them as the root of the problem or recognizing other significant issues in the relationship. Your focus becomes consumed by defending yourself and grappling with guilt. A narcissist's ability to bait you hinges on two fundamental aspects: their skill in emotionally unsettling you and their influence over your actions based on your belief in them and your personal reactions to their words. When you stop believing in their facade and avoid taking their remarks personally, their power over you diminishes significantly. Narcissists thrive on manipulation. As mentioned earlier regarding their baiting tactics, if one method fails and you recognize their game, they will simply switch strategies. They might involve another person, creating a triangle, to further manipulate your emotions. If they sense even the slightest potential to affect you through this tactic, they will persist from every angle. Eventually, they may resort to giving you the silent treatment when their usual provocations no longer work, using it as a new method to gauge your reaction. Imagine a narcissist like someone using a vending machine. They press buttons expecting a snack or drink in return for their money. If the usual buttons don't yield results, they try new ones in hopes of getting what they desire. They need that snack, your emotional response, to sustain themselves. It's crucial for their survival and forms the core of their being. Your emotional reactions and belief in their constructed identity are what they feed on. This is why maintaining emotional detachment when interacting with a narcissist is vitally important. In future videos, we'll discuss additional strategies to handle interactions with narcissists. For now, let's establish a fundamental understanding of your importance to a narcissist and the considerable power you truly possess. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and believe the narcissist holds all the power, but that's precisely the illusion narcissistic personality disorder aims to create. They want to convince you of their superiority. Be cautious with this belief, as understanding the true nature of the narcissist is key. They will also turn you against yourself by exploiting your vulnerabilities. Narcissists provoke you into displaying your worst traits through relentless devaluation and subtle pressure, pushing you to react negatively. This phenomenon, known as reactive abuse, occurs when you recognize you're under attack but can't pinpoint exactly how. It's a topic for another video but involves covert, constant attacks, like psychological water torture, that wear you down over time. The pressure builds until you feel inadequate, largely because you've placed too much value on the narcissist's words. If you reach a breaking point and uncharacteristically raise your voice, saying, "I've had enough of this. Every time something goes wrong, you insult me, and it's not helping," you might witness the narcissist smirking, a clear sign they've achieved their goal. Seeing a narcissist remain calm and even amused by your distress can be baffling, but it's precisely what they wanted. These strange, abnormal reactions often drive us to search the internet, typing phrases like angry narcissist or partner finds my anger amusing into Google or YouTube. These searches often lead to information about narcissistic personality disorder. Remember, you are the one with real power. If you're feeling powerless or hopeless, know that you are a complete human being with many strengths and inner resources. I encourage you to recognize the power you hold as a force for good. You're not perfect, no one is, but you are inherently good. In contrast, a narcissist is limited, relying entirely on undermining others to feel empowered, in control, and content. Ultimately, there are two kinds of people: those who are empathetic and nurturing, aligning with the typical human spirit, and those who deviate from this norm, focusing solely on themselves and deriving pleasure from causing harm. The power resides within you, akin to the famous line from Star Wars, "May the Force be with you." Keep in mind the core concepts. The narcissist's existence hinges on your belief in them. Giving credibility to their words, or taking them personally, sustains their power. Your emotional reaction to their provocations gives them life. If you strip a narcissist of these three things, belief in their facade, credibility of their words, and emotional reactions, they lose their structure and fall apart. Desperate, they will seek out a new source of supply, someone who believes in them, remains unaware of their true nature, and is vulnerable without the right knowledge. In conclusion, understanding how to disempower a narcissist is paramount to reclaiming your strength and breaking free from toxic dynamics. By grasping the core concepts discussed here, recognizing power dynamics, refraining from personalizing their words, and disbelieving their facade, you gain the upper hand. Your emotional detachment becomes a powerful tool against their manipulations. Remember, the narcissist's power over you is an illusion, your strength lies in seeing through it. As we continue exploring strategies to navigate interactions with narcissists in future videos, stay empowered, share your experiences, and contribute to the collective fight against this destructive personality disorder. May your journey toward healing and self-discovery be guided by the knowledge that you are not alone and that your resilience is a force to be reckoned with. Thank you for joining this discussion, and I look forward to addressing more topics with you in the future. Take care.